your eye on the road, your hands upon the wheel. We're going to the roadhouse, gonna have a good time. Welcome back, everybody, to Gunslingers. We're here on
the Gunslinger Syndicated Radio Network,
where we're having a really good time.
Yeah, we are every time.
Oh man, Ricky lost a cat.
Oh yeah,
in Ohio.
Oh, no kidding.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to. You were going on a roll there, and I'm just reading this. And Ricky, I'm sorry about your cat, but again, trust me, God will make another coyote.
Yeah, they're very invasive. Let's say.
Ringo, what do you call walking a small yap-yak dog at dusk on one of those retractable leashes that extends about 15 feet? Fly fishing for coyotes.
Oh man,
you're a bad man, Ringo.
Yeah, but it's kind of true.
It is.
But it is.
I got a bite.
Yeah,
got one.
I don't know. You know, we should talk to somebody in law enforcement about that.
Honestly, that's a fair.
Kind of like to hear.
You're right.
And you know what? I'll bet you we could call or talk to several different and get several different answers.
Well, Rick,
that would be useful.
Rick,
that would be useful.
Just a couple months ago, they had it as the front page of the firing line about the invasive nature of the coyotes and how to kind of repel and get them back into their how to dilute their numbers, let's say. Because it needs to happen because they have so many protections. Them and the mountain lions right now are encroaching on suburban areas, and it's a real danger to families and their property, like livestock.
It's a legit interest, and when you got a family and kids, I mean, it's one thing to lose a $15,000 horse; it's another thing to lose a kid.
Yeah.
And there are a couple of attacks. I will go so far as to say a couple of attacks a year on mountain bikers and hikers here in Southern California.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you see them.
Well, and so speaking of bikes, let's switch gears.
Yay! Look at that.
He's a clever guy.
I tell you what, I don't care what everybody says about me. Anyway, earlier we were talking about the boar shards.
Yes.
So it kind of reminded me of a really cool story. Now, you were here for this. A little bit ago, I got a call from a gentleman in Alaska, and he had a large collection, and they were all very antique firearms. So I get to talking to him. It turns out his great-great-grandfather in 1902 is in Seattle, and he's a 7-8-year-old runaway, and he's trying to pickpocket people. So he walks up behind this gentleman, and he tries to pick his pocket, and the guy catches him and turns him around and says, "What do you think you're doing?" Da-da-da-da. And the guy felt bad for him. Now, this guy's name was Weiss. Turns out to be Harry Houdini.
Hello. Whoa.
Now, Mr. Weiss, a.k.a. Harry Houdini, he teaches this young guy the art of locksmithing. So this guy, as he grows up, he gets a job. He's working as a locksmith. He goes up to Alaska during the big Eureka,
the gold rush.
And he is the only locksmith up there.
Ooh.
So people would, of course, they've got goods and they want to lock these goods. So they would come in with, firearms right off the frontier. Whoa. And, I need this lock. What do you give me? And so they sent us, I think it was 5 or 6 of these huge boxes. I'm not talking cardboard.
No.
They're like crates. And in these were 1860 Henrys, 1866 Winchesters, 1873s.
My word!
Everything. The Winchester. What's the split one? The Kennedy. I'm drawing a blank now. It's so part of getting old. Sorry. Some early, Remington pistols. The 1858s
and the 1875s.
Yeah, and of course there was a bunch of real early Colts, and I'm not even talking single actions. I'm talking the root Colts, and this guy, he sent us about 250 of these, and it was just like it was
what
like,
a treasure trove.
It really was. It was kind of like Christmas. in the middle of September. I mean, it was just, every crate was just something. Oh my gosh, look at that. What is that? And again, these things had been untouched and set in a closet in the back of this.
For 100 years.
Yeah, for 100 and something years. And it was just so cool. But one of the firearms was a Borchards.
No way.
In the original case. Now, how in the world a Borchards got to Alaska? I couldn't tell you.
I know. I'll carry this with me.
Yeah, this is a good concealed gun. I mean, just put it under my 50 pounds of jacket, and maybe
only in Alaska would that work.
Yeah, maybe I'll put it on one of my dogs. I don't know. Anyway,
man.
Yeah.
How?
This is the kind of stuff that's being around the shop. It's every day. You just don't know what's
wonder.
Really.
Yeah, I mean, not to quote the guy on Pawn Stars, but every day you just never know what's going to come in.
Yeah, when you see someone walking through those doors with something in a case or in a bag, and you're just like, what do we have here?
Most normal shops deal with Glocks and Springfield XDs and Smith & Wesson M&Ps. Man, you are so far past that.
Yeah, when we get stuff like that usually goes up to the Azusa store, and then it just gets sold as what they are. But when we get the really cool stuff,
they come over to
the collection I've been promising to tell you guys about, I still can't, because the gentleman in question that's got them, that wants us to get them, he's in his 80s and he got pneumonia, and so that put us off, and then he got cured from pneumonia, and the poor guy catches COVID, and again he's in his 80s, so he's just coming out of his that mess, and we're hoping that later in this month we finally get to meet with him and talk with him. And when we get this stuff, guys, you aren't going to believe the things that are going to be coming in.
Man,
as if the Africa trove was not enough. I'm sorry, the Alaska trove.
Yeah,
very excited.
Missed it by
that much.
Over there on Rumble, Kirk put up rarest Colt single action Army revolver caliber.
Rarest? Boy. Well, boy. 44 Henry is a real rare one. They actually made them in 44 rimfire.
That's the Henry caliber. Also the 1866 caliber.
Yeah. 3220, 3840, 4440, and 45 are the most common, but I've seen them in 44 Russian.
44 Russian would be a real rare one.
Trying to think what else.
The Enfield. They chambered some for Enfield.
In
or 476.
Okay.
Well, they just because I'm throwing it out there, early experimental cartridges were 44 Smith & Wesson American, 32 Colt, and 44 Smith & Wesson Russian.
Yeah,
that's what he was just saying.
Yeah, so I'm just
always interesting that they never made one in 45 Schofield. Although you can shoot a 45 Schofield in a 45 Colt.
British 450 Boxer.
Yeah.
There you go.
Look at that. That's pretty dang rare.
We had a 1903 bolt action rifle with British Lend-Lease proof marks on it in the last auction that went for a small fortune. And of all things, the gentleman that was the high bidder is in England.
Oddly enough.
Yeah, go figure. That was a pretty cool little deal. I've been in contact with him because he's trying to line up, because we don't have an exporter's license. So we have to send it to an FFL in the U.S., and he has to export it. Yeah, because that's just beyond too much of a pain in the butt for me. But
for now.
Yeah.
You'll have your wing. You'll become the next Bannerman.
Well, we'll see. But in the meantime, we're trying to locate him one. But he's real happy, can't wait to get it. And I don't know how he's going to.
This puts another question in my head, because back and forth across the ocean, the Lend-Lease, the World Wars, and that sort of thing. One of the coolest pistols I have is I have a Colt News Service, which was shipped to England in 1914. It's engraved to a Lieutenant Faversham in the Royal Fusiliers or some such a thing, stamped and dated. It was rechambered for the British round, for the Webley round, and then came back to the United States and was chambered again for 45 Colt. That's the kind of stuff that I love. What you got? Something like that.
Well, let's see. Not so much Lend-Lease, but one that came in yesterday is, the Colt Banker.
Yes.
Little 38 Banker. Very scarce, very rare, and very expensive. We got one that was given to a police chief with his, it says PD badge number 4. So,
this guy started the police department.
pretty much, and it comes with a Colt letter stating that it went to the police department of I can't remember off the top of my head, but whatever police department he was with, that it went to that agency.
What did you guys coin last week? It sells better with a letter.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That's neat provenance.
Just about everything that came in yesterday, he brought in 24, 25 pieces, and almost all of them have Colt letters.
So he had done his due diligence.
Yeah. So very cool.
Are they going to be in December? Or?
Yes, they are. That was the final straw. December is 100% closed. Yeah. In fact, we're already working on the flyer now, and we're about halfway through the catalog.
Keep on moving, man. Keep on surging forward.
That's it. So we are now booking for February.
Oh, and it's filling up fast.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's like everything. Yep. Trying to figure out. Do I hear trouble? And there's nothing much left of me. Whoa. We'll be right back.
Yeah, we will.